All right, so I'm going to tell the story of Undaodu. 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 Undaodu was the name of the most powerful mammoth ever. The mammoth that saw the beginning of man through the age of to the age of when agriculture and sciences. So the wandering man. So at the end, when the mammoths died, men were still nomadic, and he had fought against with men all the way from the age of Lucy to the which was what was the Homo sapiens, Homo erectus, all the way, and he had seen them grow up, and they had come from the island of Atlantis on the east coast of the shore of Africa where they lived. Had they started off as little shrews, and these little shrews, this is why the elephants are afraid of shrews and little mice and stuff, because it's man. It's the ancient man. Anyway, Undaodu had tried to get away from man, and all his species had died, and he decided to go to the most secluded place called Tibet. We call Tibet today. It had a different name back then. I forget the name. But he climbed the largest mountain at the time, and which we call Everest. And on this Everest is where he decided to lie, because he's like, I am the largest and I will die the largest, and man will always admire me, respect me, and want to climb me because I am the most powerful. Man could never kill me. So he went there. Well, as travelers traveled from the Silken Road, word came back that there was this dragon or something on top of this huge mountain. And it got word to the clan chiefs. And the clan chiefs, well, there were three kinds of clan chiefs. There was the pagan clans, and the most powerful was a wizard, a blind wizard, who foresaw the death of Undaodu, and he foretold it to his chieftain. Undaodu was going to die, and you should send your most powerful warrior with his soldiers to kill it and claim the prize before the polytheists, the illegitimate ones, do. So sure enough, the king sends his son and his best warriors off to the mountain. They never return. Word gets to the polytheist chieftain, and he, again, the most powerful mystic, was this blind old man. And he would say, they had failed. They weren't worthy. See, the pagans aren't worthy, but we're worthy. You should send your son with his most powerful warriors and fight and kill Undaodu and bring back the trophy, and we will then rule the world. So sure enough, the chieftain did, and his son and his best soldiers never returned. And finally, the monotheist, God has spoken, or the money has spoken. It is because of our right and our power. And again, he's blind old man. He's so old. He'd been fighting Undaodu. These guys were like the Gilgamesh. They were ancient, 400 or 500 years old. They'd seen there. See, I told you, God is the most powerful. My Lord, you should send your son and his most powerful warriors and claim the prize and prove they have failed. They don't have any soldiers. And you can do it. I have foreseen it. And sure enough, the chieftain sends his son, and they never return. The chieftains were all upset, and they decided to meet one time and come to some sort of agreement. So they came together and got to talk. He's like, yes, I lost my son, and they lamented over the loss of their children. And they became angry and said, you know what? It is these old men, these who claim that they know so much, they know all the answers. They're the ones that have denied me my heritage, my future, and killed them. We should send them. And they said, yes, we should send them. And so they summoned the old men to bring them, the guards bring them the old men and said, and you will go, you three will go and deal with Undaodu. He has been a menace. He has killed my children, my son, and everything else, and you are now responsible for going and killing and returning. And you do not return unless you come with the prize. We don't care anymore, right? We'll see which of you is most powerful. And it's a good idea. And everyone was saying, who will lead them? And no soldier wanted to lead these old men. And the old men, were kind of fearful. They were the most powerful mages. The mage, the seer, and the priest. So the kings saw here is this boy. This boy has no family. He has no home. He is nobody. send this boy with him. And they agreed, yes, this boy's a great person. Because they're afraid if he sent a soldier, the soldier may kill the other two and claim the prize. You know how it is. But this kid had no connection with anyone. So this little homeless kid is sent along, and the kid's fearful. He's like, oh my God, I'm leading the most powerful man in the world. So they lead him up the mountain, and up the mountain they go. They travel, and as they crest over the hill, there is Undaodu, spewed on top of Everest, the hugest mountain, right? And his trunk is wrapped down the side, and the legs are flopping down, and his belly is like golfing down. He's like on it. And he's alive, and his eyes open. He looks down, he sees these men, and you can see the hatred in his eyes as he stares down at them. And the boy crumbles, and he moves. And you feel the earth shake as he moves. And he's like, my Lord, he's there. And the pagan pushes him aside. I am the most powerful, as he casts his magic spells and throws him up in the air. And he goes crashing, running towards Undaodu down the hill, and lands on his stomach, which is fur. And he's there stabbing with his sickle and his casting his spells and enchantments and everything else. And right? And this goes on for a while. And he'll die. And then finally he's like, look, I am too powerful. I am the most powerful. Right? You can't kill me. And I see now. I have a vision. This field of fur is going to be fields of agriculture. This is the future of feeding, and man will grow strong, and we will grow our own food, and we will no longer have to wander. I see it, and I will use this. And he's like starts ripping out his flesh, right? His nods of hair. So the other one, the polytheist, angry, the seer, angry that, oh no, you're wrong. As always, you're always wrong. And he runs right up and he grabs hold of the trunk, not the trunk, the leg. And you feel the leg is, no, you're wrong as usual. You're always wrong. This is the strength of humanity. I will chop, and he pulls out a hatchet, he starts whacking at the leg, and he's the sinews, he's trying to whack at the leg. He says, we will use this to build massive cities and castles, and we will live in one place, and we will be all powerful. And your agriculture means nothing to us, because we won't be able to touch us with your silly magic and your silly trees and grass that you think is so important. Because he's a druid, that's a druidess, right, or a druid. Maybe make it a female. And then finally, the priest, seeing that, losing a chance to take shame, and neither of them had killed it and still was flailing around, takes action. The priest has always been the most cautious of the three, always letting the others, because his attitude is, well, maybe they'll kill themselves and he's the final one, right? And he can take the prize and go back. Well, obviously they're not dying, they're claiming these great things. The priest yells at the boy, show me the direction. And the boy points him, and he moves. Undaodu's trunk moves around, and he lands on the trunk, hugging it. And it's again, you are both wrong. It has nothing to do with a tree, and it has nothing to do with a field. It has everything to do with the serpent. And he starts whacking at the trunk, and to cut it off. The trunk is the vehicle. It is the snake. It is the serpent. I am cutting off its head. And with its trunk, I will bring technology through the tube of water and power, and everything's going to flow through this tube. It's going to change everything that we know. And there you have it. You have the pagan who brings in agriculture. You have the polytheist who brings in civilization, in the songs of cities and castles, and you have the monotheist who brings in technology. And as the boy stared on, he realizes the absurdity of this whole scene that's unfolding behind him, and no one else can see it except for him. And his eyes meets Undaodu, and their eyes connect, and Undaodu sees in him hope. He sees in him purpose. And his last dying breaths, they connect. The dew flows from Undaodu into the young boy, who walks off into the wilderness and becomes the first Buddha. Undaodu is the spirit of the mammoth, And the mammoth now is back. And instead of us being the death of the mammoth, it is the death of our oceans. And it's the death of our biosphere. And it is the death of our climate and the death of our civilization. Because we have, in our arrogance, have brought about our own demise. And Undaodu is back to tell you and to bring about a solution, and this solution is the blockchain. The blockchain. To find self-actualization, first we have to understand and unravel the problem. Next, we have to center and develop a solution. And then we have to actualize an outcome. The Un, the Dao, and the Do. We can now actualize an outcome. We can usher in an outcome that replaces the problem, which is success equals access to closed capital networks, or the underlying proof, what is it? Proof of work, proof of stake, proof of ROI. Proof of work, proof of stake, ROI are all built on this thing called CAGR. In order to save and bring about social capitalism is not built on any of that. It's proof of benefit. How is it the valuation of things that we're doing benefiting our planet? How is it benefiting the living systems, which we are part of, and others part of this? It's not just how is it benefiting me as a human being, but benefiting the living systems we are. And finally, how are we sharing in providing that knowledge to others? Those are the three tenets that we need to embrace and become the new valuation for the next generation of projects that are built on the blockchain. There, 12 minutes. I only have 3 minutes now to do the talk. Way too much.